Twitter's new CEO, Elon Musk, says he's looking for a new CEO. Says he doesn't plan to be in charge forever. He's looking for someone else to run that social media platform. This after mass firings and then an attempt to rehire many of the staff that he fired, giving those same employees an ultimatum to commit to hardcore Twitter or leave. Joining us now is NewsNation business contributor Lydia Moynihan. Good morning, Lydia. There seems to be a lot changing at Twitter. What do you make of this latest hardcore announcement?
Elon Musk's mantra has previously been move fast and break things, and he clearly is not afraid to implement that at Twitter. He said he's working 120 hours, and he expects everyone else to do the same. Now, this pledge he sent earlier this week was seen as a very dramatic sort of oath that these Twitter employees had to make to the company. Basically, you had to click a link that said either, yes, I will be willing to work incredibly hard, or if you don't click that link, you simply will be fired and receive 3 months severance. People were so taken aback by this email that they're actually in the bottom of the note said, this is not a phishing scam, because Elon Musk assumed that people probably would think it was. Since he's taken over, he's fired about 50% of people, and we understand he thinks he can operate with just about 10% of the employees who were there when he started. And so it's a pretty rigorous weeding through process that he's doing right now, and he expects that this quote-unquote fundamental reorganization at Twitter could be done as soon as this week. Now, of course, he's very focused on profitability. He owns this company. He doesn't want to lose a bunch of money on it, more than he already has. But people at the company remain concerned that when you're operating with such a small staff, even though maybe they will be able to make the algorithm work, there are concerns about content moderation and some of these new programs he hopes to implement. This verification system that he's created where basically people can buy a blue check mark. There's been a lot of chaos, as we've talked about on this program, with people impersonating companies like Eli Lilly saying that insulin will now be free. So on the one hand, he seems to be very effective in making sure that the company operates as cost efficiently as possible, but I think there are concerns that cutting that many people could have unintended consequences.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.